Hi folks, hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good day. Yeah, I had an interesting situation earlier. I did the video yesterday where I mentioned how proud I was of this pup when I took it for a little walkie in a safe area. Yeah, where I've taken puppies in the past. Yeah. Anyway, someone complained to the SSPCA about that, and they come over. Woman come over. She said, it's just advice, don't take the pup out until he's had both of his jabs. I said, well, I've been taking pups out at that age for about 4 years. There's been no issues at all, so I know what I'm doing. And then she said, why have you got the pup anyway? Because you might be banned from having pups. I said, well, I know what's going to happen anyway, so don't worry. She said, well, no, you might be banned. I said, excuse me, I've already answered that. And she kept going. After a few minutes, I said, right, now, leave. I said, right now, leave. Because she come over to argue, basically. That's the reason she come over, because obviously she knew I had the pup. So what she wanted to do is say, why have you got the pup? That's why she come over to see me. It wasn't about giving me advice, because her job is about giving me advice about, don't take the pup out until both jabs, that sort of thing. Okay, if that's your job, once you said that, then leave. You don't need to say anything else. Yeah? The reason she came was to argue about that. Why? To be nasty. That was all it's about, to be nasty. So, okay. Right, yeah. Well, as I say, it's a chance to learn. Did I do good about that? Not really. No, not really. I was arguing with her, and I got angry after a few minutes and told her to leave. Raising my voice a bit. Well, she left. But as soon as I said, right, now leave, she left. Okay. I phoned up the SSP phone number and told someone about it and said, excuse me, that's really, really bad. I don't want any advice from your people at all. Yeah. Well, not yet anyway, because, it was only about 10 days ago that someone said, you sold my dogs. It's a really, really hard pill to swallow. So therefore, do I need all this rubbish right now from your people? Do I need to see your people right now? Not really, no. The reality is the woman clearly wanted to argue. That's why she came. She knew by the report that had been given about the video that I had a new puppy. So she knew that. So the reason she came really was to say, you might be banned. So why did you get the pup? That's the reason that she really came. Well, as I said, if she was completely doing her job, then she would give that advice and then leave. If I say something, she would say, I'm not here to argue with you at all. I'm just here to give you this advice. That's all. And she would leave. Because obviously, she has other people to see. Other things to do. So therefore, she should leave as soon as she's done her job. Did she leave? No. So, I failed because I argued with her. I shouldn't have argued with her. What I should have done was, really, I should have just, as soon as I realised who it was, just say, okay, give me a second, close the door, get in a position where I can just be led by God, then reopen the door, just say, yes, what can I do? Why are you here? She says she's got advice, okay. and just don't say anything. Unless God has given me something to say, don't say anything. Don't argue back, because the problem is when you argue back, to a certain degree, they know that I can't stand them. They know that. I've made that perfectly bloody clear, and they've made it clear they can't stand me. Okay, cool. But they've made it clear that they've made it personal against me. Okay. That's the reason she came today and stayed to argue, because it was personal. Okay, she made it personal. Okay. Should I make it personal myself? No. I've said before, if I could go back and change things, would I? No. Because I know what's happened should have happened. Even though the people who have done it are still completely wrong about what they did. Because, as I said before, God used their completely natural nature. Yeah, these people are completely nasty. Yeah, that's why God used them. Because he knows who they are. About their nature. So, okay. I know that. And because I know that, should I take offence or should I get riled up by it? No. I know where it's coming from, don't I? I know it's coming from the world, which is the realm of the devil, and that they completely belong to him. So therefore, should I should have done better. That's the reality. I should have done so much better. I should have just, as I said, been quiet, taken that few seconds, close the door, taking that few seconds to get right with God, reopen the door, okay, while you're here, and then just be quiet and just seek God. If he wants me to say something, then I say what he wants me to say, because that's going to have an impact. Basically, from that they have, well, if I argue with them, then they leave and think they were right about what they've done, because I was arguing with them and got angry with them. So therefore they think they were right about what they've done. If I'm quiet and I don't argue with them, then they have to question themselves. Are they right about what they've done? Sometimes they will say they're still right. But if God tells me what to say, and what he gives me to say is really powerful, then when they leave, they'll be really scared, because they know that God is with me and against them. Possibly against them. That's what they'd be thinking. So therefore, like everyone, what everyone needs is the attitude that I will do anything to sort this out, because I'm so bloody scared of what's going to happen, because I know I've been bad, and if God is against me on this issue, then I'm fearful of what's going to happen. So I will do anything to sort this out. That's what everyone in church needs to have, that attitude, and everyone in the world needs that attitude. So if I can help these people to have that attitude, then cool, that's good. Or if I can help them to leave and question themselves, okay, that's cool. But if every time they leave, they're basically saying we were right to do this because he argues with us all the time and he hates us. So he must be wrong. He must be a wrong type of person because he hates us, and our job is about protecting dogs and cats and that sort of stuff, which actually is supposed to be their job, but it's not really their job, is it? Well, as I say, if they took my dogs away, even though they basically told me before they took the dogs away, I think it was a police officer who said, so they got a police officer to lie for them. That's great, isn't it? Police officer said that the dogs will be taken to a vet's, and if there's no issues with the dogs, then they'll be brought back to me. But God didn't want that to happen. And to be honest, the SSPCA didn't want that to happen, did they? And God used their nature to not make that happen. Yeah. So, okay. So if there was about protecting dogs and that sort of stuff, as soon as they seen there was no suffering, they would bring the dogs back. Well, they would ask questions to me about what really happened, and as soon as I says I was pretending to be angry, then obviously they would know I wasn't really angry, so that makes everything look different. But they didn't even ask questions about it. Not really. Not really. And as soon as I was talking to them when they were here, they didn't really listen to what I was saying at all, because they made their mind up straight away. I said, these policewomen said, if there's no issues, they will bring the dogs back. But the SSPCA people knew that there was a lie. They won't be bringing their dogs back, even if there's no issues with them at all. Even if there's no proof of suffering at all, they knew they won't be bringing their dogs back. Anyway, as I say, I mean, none of that really matters. I mean, what matters is, as I said about if people come knocking at the door and they're people that you don't like or you basically hate because of good reasons or bad reasons, it doesn't really matter. Close the door for a second. Say, excuse me, give me a few seconds, please. Close the door, speak to God, and then basically don't say anything until God tells you what to say, and you have the victory. When they expect you to argue, then being the opposite, it's going to make them think. Oh, that's good. So anyway, there you go. I'll speak to you later. God bless. Have a fantastic weekend and next week. Be a blessing. I'll speak to you later. God bless. Enjoy. Bye bye.